Welcome to Brain BuzXX, where we break down the psychology behind everything.
Imagine this. It is a Saturday morning in 1999, and you are hunched over your bedroom floor, surrounded by a sea of colorful plastic and metal toy cars. You are clutching a miniature Lamborghini Diablo or a Supra with a massive wing. And in your young mind, that tiny toy represents the absolute pinnacle of human achievement and ultimate freedom. You promised your 8-year-old self that one day you would own the real thing, no matter what it took to get there. Well, that day has finally arrived for millions of millennials who are now flooding the car market with cash in hand. But there is a psychological dark side to this obsession that nobody is talking about yet. I am going to reveal a shocking secret about how these childhood dreams are actually being used to manipulate your brain and your bank account later in this video. We are living in a wild era where the cars we once saw on bedroom posters are suddenly becoming the most sought-after assets on the entire planet. It is not just about the engine or the leather seats. It's about a deep-seated psychological phenomenon called restorative nostalgia. For the millennial generation, life has been a relentless roller coaster of economic crashes, global shifts, and digital noise that never seems to stop. When you climb into the driver's seat of a 1990s Japanese legend or a classic European sports car, you aren't just driving a machine. You are literally teleporting back to a time when life felt simple, safe, and full of infinite possibilities before the internet changed everything forever. This high-energy pursuit of the past is driving prices to astronomical levels that defy all logic, creating a market bubble that is fueled by pure, unadulterated emotion rather than actual mechanical value. Think about the sheer adrenaline rush of finally seeing that Supra, Skyline, or Porsche in your own garage after decades of waiting and wishing. This is the ultimate I made it moment for a generation that was told they might never own a home or find stability in a crumbling economy. The psychology here is fascinating because these cars serve as a tangible trophy of survival and success against all the odds. You see, for a millennial, the childhood dream car is the ultimate middle finger to the boring beige crossover SUVs that dominate the modern roads today. We don't want lane keep assist or giant touchscreens that feel like iPads glued to the dashboard. We want the smell of old gasoline, the heavy mechanical click of a gated shifter, and the raw connection to the road that reminds us we are still alive and in control of our own destiny. This intense emotional connection has created a supply and demand nightmare that is making collectors and investors absolutely lose their minds. Because these cars were once considered or just everyday transport, many were crashed, modified poorly, or simply rotted away in scrapyards over the last 20 years. Now that the generation that loved them finally has the disposable income to buy them back, the scarcity is driving a frenzied bidding war. You might think you were just buying a car, but you are actually competing against thousands of others who share your exact same memories and emotional triggers. Every time a clean Mark IV Supra hits the auction block, it isn't just a car sale. It is a battle for a piece of shared history. This competition is what keeps the energy so high and the prices climbing higher than anyone ever predicted back when these cars were new.
Why is this happening right now, at this specific moment in history? It is because the window is closing on the internal combustion engine as we know it today. Millennials realize that the visceral, high-octane experiences they dreamed about as kids are being replaced by silent, electric motors and autonomous driving systems that take the soul out of the experience. The urgency is electric and the energy is palpable because this is the final frontier for the analog driving experience we all craved while playing Gran Turismo or Need for Speed. We are chasing a feeling that modern technology simply cannot replicate, no matter how fast an electric car can go from 0 to 60. It is about the roar of the exhaust and the vibration in your chest that tells your brain everything is okay. We are buying back our youth before the world goes completely silent and digital forever.
Now, I promise to reveal that disturbing psychological secret about why we are so obsessed with these specific machines right now. Research into consumer behavior shows that marketers are actually weaponizing your childhood memories to trigger a buy-at-any-cost response in your brain. They know that when you see a car from your youth, your logical brain shuts down and your emotional limbic system takes over completely. This is called identity-linked consumption, where you believe that owning the car actually completes your personality or heals a past trauma of feeling inadequate. You aren't just buying a vehicle, you are trying to buy the version of yourself that didn't have bills, stress, or gray hairs. This realization is heavy because it means our passion is being calculated and exploited by a market that knows exactly how to pull our heartstrings and empty our bank accounts simultaneously. So, does this mean you shouldn't chase that childhood dream and put that legendary car in your driveway? Absolutely not, because life is far too short to drive boring cars that don't make you look back every single time you walk away. The joy of finally turning the key in a machine you once only saw on a glossy poster is a level of high-energy satisfaction that words can barely describe. Just remember that you are part of a massive movement of people who refuse to let the magic of the past fade away into the shadows of history. If you want to be part of the inner circle that truly understands why we drive what we drive and where the culture is headed next, then you need to join our community right now.